If you're looking to help make getting in and out of your stock or lifted 6th Gen Bronco a much easier task, well then you might want to consider a drop step such as the Enfab wheel-to-wheel options we're talking about here today. Now this particular set of steps will feature a made in the USA tubular steel construction along with the textured black powder coat, all for that mid to high $400 price point. Installation of most side steps for the 21 and newer Bronco will be a walk in the park, so figure a soft 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and a couple of hours at most to complete from start to finish. So the general idea of a drop step is that it's a unique option in the category that lowers the step area down from where it would otherwise be on your standard running board or Nerf bar, making the task of getting in and out a little bit easier just because you don't have to step up as much as you would otherwise. Now this is certainly going to be helpful on lifted rigs as it brings that step closer to the ground, and really outside of those more expensive power steps which deploy and retract automatically, the drop step is going to be one of your only options in the category to offer this kind of benefit. Now you could argue the only downside to something like this is that it might limit your ground clearance or your breakover angle slightly, but if you're not out there really pushing your Bronco off-road every weekend, this really shouldn't be a huge concern. But now that you know a little bit more about why you might want to consider a drop step over a running board or a different option, what do you say we break down the Enfabs a little bit further? Now these again are a made in the USA step, and as the name implies, it's going to be a wheel-to-wheel design that basically spans the entire length of the cab on your 4-door Bronco. Now at its core guys, you are getting a 3-inch tubular steel main bar here that will act kind of as a home base for the twin drop steps that I would say drop that step area about 4 to 5 inches below the main bar itself. But on top of the functionality and the look of the Enfab wheel-to-wheel, I'm also a really big fan of just how well this main bar here hugs the lower rocker of your rig, which in turn will hide that unsightly pinch weld, making for a much cleaner look, especially if you're coming out of a base rig that doesn't have any step installed from the factory. Believe me, it makes a huge difference just outside of being a functional step. Last but not least guys, these things are sold in sets of 2. Yes, I know I only have 1 on the table due to size constraints, but you are getting 2 for that price point I mentioned earlier. And everything is finished off in a 3-stage textured black powder coat for added protection against the elements. Just help keep things looking good over the years. Now just a quick heads up here guys, if you're not a big fan of like the matte or the textured finish of this particular wheel-to-wheel, well we do also offer the Enfabs in a gloss black finish for the exact same price here at ExtremeTerrain.com. So check those out instead if you're not really digging the textured. But now let's shift gears and talk about how these things get installed, and honestly it's going to be very straightforward using the included brackets here and the hardware. But to give you a better idea of just how exactly things will go down on your 6th Gen at home, here's a detailed walkthrough and a tool breakdown now.
Tools needed for this installation: 3/8 electric impact gun, 3/8 ratchet, 3/8 extension, 15mm socket. Okay, so now we're going to install our Nerf bar. These holes are pre-drilled from the factory. There's 2 here, 2 in the back, 2 in the front. And this bar is pretty nice. It's going to sit up right in there and line dead nuts with these holes. They give you the hardware in the kit. What I'm going to do is pick my Nerf bar up, and I'm going to start the middle one first. That way, once I get the middle one started, it will hold up So once you get one started, now I can work on getting my top one started. I'm going to run them in a little bit so it holds it up into place. Now I'm going to start the back ones. They have the same bracket as the middle one. And the front bracket's a little bit different. I'll show you that after I get the back ones started. Now I'm going to start my front bolts. Now this bracket's a flat bracket, not an angled one, but the holes line up pretty good. I'm going to get these started. And I did run the other ones in and snug them. So once I get these up in place here, I'm gonna take my 15 millimeter on my impact gun. Snug these up. Now I'll go down and tighten the middle one and the back one, and our installation is complete. Now we're tightening our top one. Okay, now we'll go back to our back one, tighten that up, and we are finished. That wraps up our review and install of our Enfab wheel-to-wheel Nerf side step bars, textured black for 21 to 22 four-door Broncos. Thanks for watching, and for all things Bronco, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.